discuss LeetCode problem number 5, Java solution. But before we discuss, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications. Also, I'll be adding a lot of Java quizzes in the community page, or I think it's called posts now. The subtitle has changed. I'd appreciate it if you take a look at those quizzes. Now let's get back to the problem, the longest palindromic substring. So given a string, you need to output the longest substring with a palindrome, which is a palindrome. Basically, in this case, BABAD, the longest palindromic substring is ABA. So that's what you need to output. Now, let's take a look at the Java solution. So this is the function longest palindromic substring. So if S is null or empty string, you just return empty substring, and otherwise you start and end. So this is where our palindrome, longest palindrome, will hold till the end. So in the end you return start and then n plus 1 to basically return that substring. And so you loop through the string, and then like you loop through the string ABBA, and as you move the pointer from through the string, you just move left, move right to see what is the longest palindrome possible on, like you start from A, and then basically only A is the only palindrome like that. So you just start at each, like next you go to B and then see what is the longest palindrome possible, and then you go to, so you move like that and then move, look left and right, and to see what is, you break when you no longer can find a palindrome from that pivot basically. So, and you might wonder like why we have to do expand around center twice. The reason is there could be even palindromes like this one ABBA, and then there could be odd palindromes which are ABA. So in the case of odd palindromes, the center of the palindrome will always be that ith location. So you just send both the left and the right for this function expand around center. You just pass I and I. So for in this case, if you are at location B, you send I left and right as B, and then you decrement, like here in this case you decrement left and then you increment right, so you are expanding out, and that way you continue until the palindrome is broken, and then you calculate what is my current length. So that's the strategy. And so in this case you get the length, maximum length of the palindrome. We'll go through this substring, which is basically like you keep on expanding until you find a palindrome. So you find the length 1, which is the odd palindrome, length of odd palindrome. Length 2 is the even palindrome. So in this case of even, you current location is B, and you send I and then I plus 1. So the left and the right, they do match. And then now you expand to A, and they also match like that. So, and then you calculate the length as max of length 1 and length 2, and if length is greater than end minus start, so this is the current running max length, and then this is the total max length at each of those positions of as you loop through the input string. And so if it exceeds, then you calculate the new start and the new end. New start is I minus length minus 1 divided by 2, because your current I is the middle of the palindrome. So this is the reason why you have to do current I minus. So current location is I, and then you calculate the length, and then length minus 1 divided by 2, and then the end is basically I plus length divided by 2. This is basically because of a zero based index. And so next, after calculating if these needs to be updated start and end, at the end of it, as you loop through the entire string, the substring you return is start and end plus 1. So that is the longest palindromic substring. Then expand around center. We'll take a look at the examples. Example run. Expand around center, string s, then there is left, and then there is right. And in the case of odd strings, the left and right are equal, and in the case of even, right equals to left plus 1. So if left is greater than or equal to 0, these are the boundary checks. You want, because you are expanding, you want to make sure you don't get hit with a out of bound exceptions error. So you just make sure left is greater than or equal to 0, and then right is greater than s dot length, and s dot caret left equals s dot caret right, and you do left plus plus, and then do right plus plus. And so you return the longest palindromic string as right minus left minus 1. So it should be right minus left, but because of zero based index, you do minus 1 as well. And yeah, that's it. Let's look at the sample run. So you have the string BABAD, and you start off with B, left equals to 0, right equals to B, and so the only step possible, you go to BA, and then it is broken. So it's basically expand around our center. The longest palindrome found at this location is B. So when you go to A, then you try the even one. The even one is, sorry, the odd one. The odd one results in palindromic of BAB. So you just start off with left minus 1, and then right minus 1, because because it's odd. A equals to A, and then you expand, and then length comes to 3, and then you do BAB, and then you go even one is basically AB, and then they themselves don't match. So you come back to B, and then you find an odd palindrome of ABA, even though BAB and AB are the same length, because this is a later one, we overwrite it, and so this becomes the final answer, ABA. And so you move like this, and then BA at location B, the maximum palindrome you found is ABA, because if we expand one more, B is not equals to D, so that's not become a palindrome. And the even length also the same problem. If you do BA right, then in the first case itself you will fail. And so the return value is ABA, that is the substring, even though there is another substring BAB which is of the same length, so it got overwritten. And that's it. Comment below if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.